Hold on. See, I believe, and
Be able to have that.
I mean, okay. So say for instance that you had to think of a reason why two mature people wasn't having it. Why would you think it is?
Somebody going off course.
What's off course?
Not communicating, not being loyal and honest.
How can that? Alright, so how can you? Oh shit, they got somebody out here talking about long distance relationships. That's why just podcasts talk about long distance relationships.
So you're
not negative or positive.
Or
you know who this dude is?
Considering if you can deal with one. Well,
you see them?
The reality is,
it could be a whole pocket of YouTube about long distance
relationships. Can be a little bit harder if you don't know how to make it work. So I'm gonna give you the 5 keys on how to make
he get money off this because you should probably do this
work. All right. So my name is Stefan Labossiere, aka Stefan Speaks, back with another dating and relationship advice video. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about keys to making a long distance relationship work. Before we start, please like the video.
Now I found some good stuff. So this is like just a motherfucker talking about how you can make these shit work. You know who he is though? Yo, man, if you try his strategies, let me know if you try his strategies and it didn't work.
Me personally, I haven't always been the biggest fan of long distance relationships. And I can't say I'm necessarily a fan right now. That doesn't mean
that's a red flag. That's a red flag. So that's what I had just said to you. Like, it don't mean that it can't work.
Relationships or relationships that started off that way and then eventually they didn't have to be long distance anymore. However, there's just so much that goes into it, and a lot of times people aren't as ready and prepared for it as they want to believe. They're simply trying to hold on so dearly to this individual that they really like and they connect with and all these things. But they're not really considering, can I handle these dynamics? Can I handle this distance over a long period of time? There's a lot of questions you have to ask yourself. But again, as I stated in the very beginning of the video, there is a formula for success. In all the long distance relationships that I have seen with the people I have sat down and coached, I have noticed what has worked. I have noticed what has been points of tension and what has created a disconnect in that relationship. So let's go over it today so that I can help you be set up for success, whether you're in one or you may find yourself in one day, all right? So number 1 key to making a long distance relationship work is communication must.
All right, before he go into his shit, what's one of your like joints where you like, okay, you ain't getting through? Like, it's one of your things, your deal breakers, or one of your like points of contention. Like he was saying, what's one of your like points of contention?
Lying.
How do you know when someone lying?
Well, you get caught up in a lie.
Hey, how?
It just don't make sense.
I mean, if you having a long distance relationship, it's gotta be impossible to catch somebody in a lie.
No, it ain't.
So, all right. So, how do you catch? And this would be a good clip. I want this clip. You know what I'm saying? But how does the process go?
When they tell them a story that it's different the second time they tell it, or it just don't make sense. Shit gotta.
What kind
sense.
of like so? With like you talking
about?
You talking about past joints or like new shit?
In general.
I don't understand. Like break it. I mean, so like boom, like can you give me an example of a way that you broke up? Like a way that like what made you break up this time? What it ain't the same thing from last time, right? Like ain't the hour and the time was different. What's that, right?
You said what?
Remember the joint when it was like an hour time? Like the time was different. You was leaving.
When I was gonna pick up drop my son off.
It's this different. This breakup right here a little different. What's this one? How this one?
I'm not finna be talking about that
Oh,
on this.
yo, but
you gotta respect it.
No. I do respect it, but I ask questions. I ask the questions outside around that. Like I ask you, like, what makes you uncomfortable about telling your truth, about like sharing information? Like that's the one thing you probably heard me say this before. Like the one thing I feel like all humans owe each other is information. That's a fact. And relationships is important. It's so important that I know about your relationships a little bit. I don't know about, you know how much shit I don't know, cuz let me tell you something. Check how important a relationship is. I feel like you eating is important, right? It's more important than your relationship. However, nigga, I don't know what you have. I don't even know your favorite food. I don't know your favorite color. I don't know a whole bunch of shit. But I'll be knowing more shit about your relationship, like what's going on, because that's how important this shit is. So, right? Would you at least say that that's true? What I said.
You ask about motherfucking cheating, bro. You ask about that.
It's sometimes you come in here and you share. Like, yo, cuz, man. Yeah, Now, hold on. Now, let me say this. Before you get on, yes, I feel appreciative that you share with me, because people don't share like that, bro. They don't. And I'm the kind of motherfucker to try to get a motherfucker open to get to sharing and shit. That's just who I am as a person. But what I'm saying is, it is times when you come and you want to get some shit off your chest. Ain't nothing wrong with that, gang. Nothing wrong with that. But I can tell you something like this though, right? Like, everything he might say might be, oh, I didn't know I had the ball. I ain't gonna say it gonna be crazy, but like his goal, like I see the long distance relationship as something, and I had a feeling I could find it in the algorithm, because you like, nah, because I like it. That's just the way I like it. So I knew it was a thing. Like, I don't think long distance relationships should be a thing. Whenever some shit is a thing, I think it don't work. And it's not that it can't work, it's just not gonna work at a high rate. So it's like if you got 20, if you go in 20 long distance relationships, like this shit at like a 19.09.11 rate of not working. And you see, that's why I get on my serial killer shit, because I'm like, hold on, this ain't even normal, my nigga. Like this, like, cuz, like, I don't know what's up with cuz, man, but I don't feel like cuz that let it go back, because they hit that. So we at the same time busting cuz down in 2K too, man. But fucking like, cause so that the reason I was asking you, like, okay, so I'm gonna get to the reason I was asking you, like, so what would be some of the things, because you was like a person to be lying, right? Now, a part of not being real, I'm glad my best friend is my best friend, bro. My shit, yo, man, I've been blessed to have my best friend that I could be real with. And every time he asks me a question, I just tell him, like, the real shit, and we just love each other, right? But, I told him, right, he was asking me about looking in his girl's phone, and I was like, yo, bro, yeah, I think you look at your girl's phone, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm saying, because, bro, if you got a feeling that something spooky happening, bro, like, don't turn that down, because that feeling is there for you as a what? That feeling of you wanting to go in your girl's phone is there for why? Why is it there? How'd it get there? What puts it there?
Pattern.
No, but man, like it's certain, you know how dogs see a different color. Certain creatures have a different way of looking at things. Not everything is self-conscious, right? Like, or maybe not everything is self-conscious, but they, you know, a lot of stuff I don't know if it's self-conscious or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if a hyena realized, like, oh, bitch, I'm a hyena. I'm just dangerous. Whatever, right? So what is that part of it?
Intuition.
Okay, and where does that come from? Evolution as a human. All humans have that. Because, like, it's like once upon a time, bro, like, you know how you could feel people say the hair on the back of your neck stand up? Mm-hmm. Bro, that's from the times when humans needed that to survive. Like, every creature on the planet gonna evolve in a particular kind of way for a reason, bro, for survival. So that's there naturally. So the one thing that I know that I'm liable to get into, so I'm saying me, I'm liable to get into if I'm in a long distance. Huh?
That's me.
What? Yeah, I gotta put it there before you came. The one thing that I'm liable to get into if I was in a long distance relationship, cuz, is I'm fucking around digging more. I'm asking more questions than I need to ask just because it's a long distance relationship. And in communication, who knows if I'm looking for the anomaly? Who knows if I'm looking for the anomaly in what you said? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, Now I'm looking for the lie. That's how I'm catching it. But other than that, like it's certain stories we shouldn't have to even be telling each other stories. So it's like we adding an extra element to our relationship that's not really normal. And yeah, you can get through that too. You can get through that too, but it just makes the relationship even harder. So when like you can get through cause it's gonna be a little extra paranoia because you're not there. So the extra paranoia gonna come because you're not there. You don't know. So you gotta rely on this person's words as opposed to everything else that could tell you whatever you wanted to know. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta rely on that. And we all know that words is
wondering if a motherfucker just doing
yeah, but it's gonna happen naturally. It don't make you a bitch ass nigga. So what happened is now the shit that's not natural. The shit that's not natural is when a motherfucker like, yo, don't check. You ain't supposed to check in your girl phone. Yo, do you know how many dudes that if they would have checked their girl phones, they would have kept their life? Mm-hmm. Some other dude she dealing with some other crazy. Do you know how many times like at that point now you just slow, dummy. Once you get smoked out, now you just he was crazy. If it was me, I would have. So naturally, if you suspicious of something, you supposed to keep digging. But in a long distance relationship, if you get suspicious on something, it's only one way to dig, and that way is irritable. It's going to because the moment you ask a question, a motherfucker gonna know you going against something that they just said. And once that happen, now you know how hard it is to repair trust when y'all live around each other and a person know you not cheating no more. So you say you get caught with your lady, you get caught cheating with some chick with your lady one time, right? I'm gonna use a scenario that's close and bro wouldn't even mind. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna say no names. So, when he was in the streets, when he first still young, he met his girl, he's in the streets, you know, he messing around. I caught cheating on his girl, right? Ain't been in the streets in over a decade. And they spend a lot of time around each other. Like, oh, when he at work, she at work. So it ain't like, I don't even got the time. I'm busy. We got wild kids, all that, right? You almost know when you locked into a relationship like that, you know what your partner doing at all times. Like, she really got to go out this pattern. And when you around each other, it's harder to do other things in between. You know, the phone call, motherfucker had the shit right there. It's harder to hold the attention. But even being together with the patterns in mind. So you know how dudes start to think they girls is crazy or chicks start to think her dude is crazy. Like, damn, you think I'm out just doing this? Or, and it'd be like, yo, bro, when the last time she had a free 20 minutes? A free hour? Now, times that by, is she starting a relationship? Is she just doing this? Is she doing something she would normally do? It's so much there that you could just, and now what that does is, it at least gives you the opportunity as a man or a woman to get hype about some shit, think about it for real, put all those extra pieces together, and be like, I'm bugging. When I was in jail, dudes would be like, because you know it'd be mixes of dudes, right? Especially if you get to the mediums, it's always dudes that's coming down from maxes there. No girlfriends, dude been locked up forever. You got the young dudes get off the phone, dude be talking about that girl, nigga be like, yo, what's she doing right now? Nigga be like, she about to go to sleep. Nigga, oh, she told you she about to go to sleep when you hung up the phone, didn't she? What is she doing exactly right now? Alright, my niggas don't give a fuck about your girlfriend, bro. Because when that shit is over, bro, when your heart broken, bro, when you run around here crying, they ain't gonna care then. I ask you if you want some sardines. This is the way it kind of is. So a lot of the relationships in prison go to sour too for that same reason. For that same reason. And I don't know how it is in other hoods around other places, but in New York, the chicks feel that way too. You know how many chicks I know that done read some letters? Because you know how the dudes in jail is, you keep them letters from certain bitches. These, like, I guess like receipts now, you kind of understand. You got the pictures. Nigga done put they shit up. Next thing you know, your girl done went through all that, found the pictures. The other chicks done sent you in jail, found the letter. She, like, you acting up too because she ain't always in your face. Even though it's just like this, but you wouldn't be corresponding with the next female like that if your lady was in. So, but we gonna let Son talk about. If you on TikTok, you want to see the video we reacted to. You got Can't Get Boo News on Twitch.
Be a priority.
All right.
Now, some of y'all might be thinking, well, that's common sense.
He said that, yo, bro. He just want to
notice
trying to
what
make
has
money.
worked. I have noticed what has been points of tension and what has created a disconnect in that relationship. So let's go over it today so that I can help you be set up for success, whether you're in one or you may find yourself in one day. All right. So number one key to making a long distance relationship work is communication must be a priority. Now, some of y'all might be
that's
thinking,
for every relationship. See, this one I'm gonna be like, man, this nigga bugging.
Especially if we're long distance. Granted, but here's the thing. What I find in a lot of long distance relationship situations is that the amount of communication is not really discussed as far as what each partner needs. And not just needs from the standpoint of what makes you happy. It's also about what you need from the standpoint of what's going to help you feel more at peace and secure in the relationship. Now, granted, some people may say, well, listen, you have to be secure within yourself. You really can't put too many high demands on your partner. To a certain degree, yeah.
And that's so basically like demands. Like what kind of demands you put on your partner. Now, see me, I think so logically about my brain is that, see, I got a big imagination. I got amazing imagination. Like, write books. Like, when I was in jail writing books, I started out writing hood books. I started out writing hood books when I was in juvie, right? And dudes would read them and all that. Like, when I was in the county, I left a book in there, and dudes forever would come home from the county and be like, hey, yo, I read your book. Yo, it was just crazy, bro, right? And, like, but I had ventured to write, like, serial killer stuff about cops. Then I had started coming up with, like, some weird mystical fantasy world with, like, you know, orcs and elves. And my imagination big. So if my man was in a long-distance relationship with a chick, I'm going to just come out and say it. Like, look, I can imagine some things. Plug me into the Ring camera situation at your crib. Like, well, I can see at all times. Because now you got to really, this bitch got to be hacker level. Like, I'm like, this shit glitching? Like, why that shit glitching? Like, that shit glitch. Like, man, the time ain't passed. Girl, you wasn't. Girl, let me call her right now. Girl, hey, answer the phone on the Ring. Let me see if this thing real. Can't fake this. If you at the club, how you gonna answer the phone on your Ring cam at the same time? Unless the bitch got a hologram, right? Make this shit expensive for this bitch to get one around me. I'm asking for that maybe off top. And I'm throwing in there, I'm a fool for that. Like, and that's for your protection, girl. Cause I ain't there with you, so you living alone. Right? Ain't no man in there to protect you. So, girl, this nigga creep through that window one night. I'm up playing around myself, thinking about you, and looking on a joint, hoping to see you just wake up and get some Kool-Aid or something. And that motherfucker coming through your window. Boy, you know, I hit that right away. Got your address too. I'm like, nah, this over here. Yeah, go hurry up. Get my baby. Matter of fact, put the joint where I can patch in with my voice at any time. Just in case you would let it get away with the shit. Nigga pull up by the door. You like, I ain't sleep. I see you. Better tell that motherfucker I'll pull up out there and smoke him over you. Like, whatever. I got to have that kind of access. If you my lady, I think if I give you any money at any time, that's why I'm not good at strip clubs and doing shit like that. Because I feel like if at any point if I hand you $5, girl, I want you to lie for me in court at this point. At that point. So it's like, if we doing that kind of exchange, yeah, I'm going to have to get, like, some access. So you saying, like, you would never ask a chick to let you, like, to set up extra Ring cameras in the crib and give you 24-hour access? What? So,
just give me the one for the door.
Oh, the back door could be jumping. Now you got to have that in your head. That's crazy. Now the back door could be jumping, right? Now this my cousin Leon. Now, depending on how diabolical she is, she got you talking to the cousin Leon on the phone. Because cousin Leon walking in the crib, and then you don't know which room he in. But if you got the access to the Ring cameras all over the crib, now you like, yo, why cousin Leon was up under them covers without no socks on with you? You understand what I'm saying? Cuz ain't with it. But okay, so we gonna let son finish. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. Like, dude, is that something that you discuss? Like he's saying, cause I think the one part that, and I don't know if he gonna accurately explain that. Maybe so, maybe not. Maybe he said it before, but you know how like when people just encounter each other in regular relationships, it's not like you really instill the boundaries, right? It's not like you tell her like, okay, girl, look, this what I tolerate, this what I don't. I kind of like this many eggs in the morning. I do not eat sour cream and vinegar potato chips unless they are on a sandwich with sandwich meat, because that's how I actually do. You see what I'm saying? Like, I like 3 eggs. You know what I mean? Like, I will eat Doritos either way. And I do like those on the sandwich. But if you get some sour cream, some salt and vinegar chips, pardon me, yeah, that gotta be on the sandwich. You gotta be planning to make sandwiches. I like sandwiches predominantly over everything. If you ever in your mind thinking about what should I make, and you like, oh, sandwich, spaghetti, sandwich, chicken, if it can go on a sandwich, that's how I want it.
I ain't even really a sandwich eating ass nigga.
But it could be other things. It's shit that I don't mind, it's shit that I mind. Like, I don't mind if my girl flirty, but I don't want my girl to sound stupid. So, I've been told before, it used to be said that I'm a real friendly nigga. Before, I was online, haggling around, doing shit like online. Flirting and doing all that, right? But that I was a friendly nigga. I didn't know what a friendly nigga was because a friendly nigga didn't exist before I went to prison. I'm humorous. I got jokes. I talk to people. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna make the girls laugh. It's shit like that. But we all know. Sometimes I be knowing. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing that make me think that way is that, like, even if you not gonna knock a chick down, right? Knowing that you might let me, or you made me feel good in that moment is enough for me to be like, all right, keep my hair high. You know what I'm saying? Keep my hair high, throughout the day a little bit. Maybe brush my teeth maybe more than 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe brush my teeth about 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Get you feeling good as a human. That's just a natural feeling you want. You ain't supposed to turn that feeling down. But let's see, man. So I think what he's not saying is actually telling people to mention specific things. Even if you think you're going to sound wild and crazy, you have looked wild and crazy because you haven't because you haven't established certain things. Now motherfucker do some shit and you flipping out and they looking at you like you got 5 heads on.